Jenna. Woo! Hey, we just got the clear to close on that bond deal. Oh, yes, let's go, baby. Whew. This was probably the toughest loan that I've had all year long. I'm ridiculously excited about this. This client, we're gonna call her Kim from this point on in the process. So my client Kim opted for a mortgage pre-qualification versus a full underwritten mortgage approval prior to moving forward with her real estate transaction. She was accepting a new job, and that new job, she anticipated her salary at that new job was going to be $150,000 a year. The problem came into play once she got under contract, not only to buy a new home, but also to sell her current home. So she ratified a contract selling her current home and buying a new home. After she ratified those sales contracts, she sent us her income documentation. The problem came into play that this $150,000 salary was not all salary, because to a lender, a salary is you get X amount of dollars per week, no changes whatsoever. In her real scenario, she actually received about $80,000 in income under a salary. The rest of it was bonus and other incentive structures that are structured like a commission. Well, unfortunately, in the mortgage industry, if you're taking a new job and it is commission-based, you have to have a 2-year history prior of receiving some sort of commission-based job prior to that on your new loan. Well, Kim did not have that. So we were not able to use the entire total compensation package for her of $150,000 to help her buy her new dream home. We were only limited to that base salary position of about $80,000. She no longer was able to be qualified and approved for the home that she was purchasing, which is a big problem, not only because it would mean that she cannot bring her purchase to fruition, but she's also already under contract to sell her current home. So what this meant legally for her, potentially, hashtag not a lawyer, was that she could be forced to sell and not be able to buy, which is a really, really, really bad situation to be in as someone going into a real estate transaction. Kim is a very hard worker, a very honest person, and she was working to make this deal come together. The problem comes up, you have less income than needed to qualify for your home. How do you solve this problem? You find a way to add additional income into the transaction. Well, Kim doesn't have any other jobs, but she does have a family member who's going to be living with her and is willing to co-sign on the new loan for her. So we reached out to this family member. Ava is willing to sign in on this real estate transaction, which is great. Ava's got a great job at a company where Ava's bringing down an income. But Ava has only been with this company for 10 months. And prior to that, Ava was working overseas at another company. So what we as the lender had to do, we had to document Ava's new income at her current job that she's been at for the last 10 months and document Ava's overseas income where Ava had relocated to the US 10 months ago, as far as their prior employment history to check the boxes for Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae to want to accept Ava's income as stable income and show that Ava actually does have a 2-year work history, even though that work history is outside of the US. So in order to document Ava's previous work history, we had to receive the work contracts from the companies that Ava worked at. And of course, they're in a completely different language. So we had to get those documents translated from, let's say, German into English for our underwriters to understand and be able to comprehend Ava's employment history. That was hurdle number 1 with Ava. Hurdle number 2, as you can imagine, Ava, not having been in the US for an extended period of time, has no credit score. That's also an issue when it comes to mortgage lending. Generally speaking, on the loan type that we had approved for Kim, you would need to have a credit score. It did not offer a no credit score option. So in order to solve that problem, so we're checking off problems as we go, what we did is we had Kim add Ava as an authorized user on one of Kim's credit cards. Now, this doesn't instantly generate a credit score. You have to wait a little bit of time. So what we did is we waited until the first of the month for the credit bureaus to get the update that now Ava is an authorized user on Kim's credit card, and we repulled Ava's credit, and then boom, magically, not magically, there was a lot of planning and work that went into it, Ava now has a credit score. Kim's income fully documented and able to be used for closing. We've added Ava as a co-borrower. We have Ava's income fully documented and used to be added into closing. We have generated a credit score for Ava to be able to be qualified to be on the loan, and we finally have a total package where we were able to put this deal together to prevent our borrower, Kim, from being homeless, forced to sell, and not be able to buy the next place. In summary, now that we know the end result and everything is done, it sounds like it's not that complicated of a process, but it really, really was. It is a blessing and an honor, and we are so grateful to be able to bring this to fruition for Kim and her family, and for the sellers, and for the buyers of Kim's home. It all came together at the end, so it all worked out. But it was a very stressful process for Kim. It was a very stressful process for the sellers that could have all been avoided had we done a pre-approval versus a pre-qualification for Kim at the beginning of the transaction. So when you have your mortgage application submitted with your lender, ask them and request a full pre-approval. So that's it. Toughest deal so far of 2025, done, in the books, locked down. And an opportunity for you to know there is a giant, giant difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. We don't just preach it for no reason. It is real. Make sure that your mortgage lenders offer pre-approvals like we do. Let's go, baby.